Hey folks, sometimes the comments really amaze me. I put up that little slideshow because I wanted to make a point. I think 300 million Americans, out of 300 million Americans, I think we could actually stop this craziness from going on. What they're planning in Washington or what they're planning in all these other countries. Because if this war starts, there's no way to stop it. So, I don't exactly know what we should do. Writing your congressman is not going to do a damn thing. I mean, the only thing I could possibly think we could do is probably get enough people to the White House and start protesting like they did on the Wall Street thing. Only this is more important. We're talking about World War III. And if this thing breaks out, folks, I'm going to say something. And before anybody comments and says, what are you doing? What are you doing? I think I do enough. I try to put out enough information, but if there was a way I could get to Washington and have a couple of million people backing me, I would definitely go. But unfortunately, I think I'd be the only one by the White House fence, if you get my drift. So you have to have enough people doing it, or else the only thing that's going to happen is people are going to get arrested and maced. So, I mean, this is ridiculous, folks, You can't even get enough people together to form a protest in the face of World War III. And that's what we're facing, guys. Everyone can laugh at me and joke, but I'll tell you one thing. When I get on this YouTube video, the day it happens, and you're going to see Iran is now attacked, and Russia is now threatening the United States and Israel, I'm going to say I told you so right to your face. Because people do not want to take any action. Like that slideshow shows, most people just stay asleep. They're not awake in the literal and figurative sense. They're not awake to what's going on. So what should we do? I don't know. Write your congressman, see if that works. Maybe we could protest and stop this craziness. Or, we may have only a couple of weeks or months left. That's how dire the situation is. I'm talking about 4 or 5 people today I spoke to alone on Skype. And I was talking to them, and every one of them says that we don't have too much longer to wait if they go along with this. And everything is pointing towards a World War III type scenario. If we attack Iran, it's not a question of if it would break out in a world war. It's a question of when it would break out into a world war. I really can't see a good situation coming out of this. And now today, Syria alone came out and said, Assad said he's going to be cracking down on the protesters with an iron fist. So that's another area to watch. But right now, I think Iran and the Gulf of the Straits of Hormuz are the very, very serious areas. So I don't have the answers, guys. People are going to write me very effective. Now, I don't know if that guy meant it in a sarcastic way. I would guess he did. I think I took that as a sarcasm. He wrote very effective. Well, what do you expect me to do, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. We could be, I mean, everyone's talking about the 2012. We could actually be seeing the events play out in a global thermonuclear war. And yeah, our age would end. The human race, as we know it, would no longer exist. Your grandchildren, your children will all be gone. Everything will be gone. Trees, the flowers, buildings, society, everything will be gone. And maybe in another 100,000 years, we would scrape together an existence of some sort. Something would probably survive. I don't know what kind of civilization it would be, but something would survive. So to that person who wrote very effective, and you meant it sarcastically, you're either very ignorant to the fact that I'm trying to actually get people to do something about the situation. I don't know what we're supposed to do. Protesting is the only thing I could possibly think of. A couple of 100,000 people I don't think would even do it. I think you need a couple of million people. You need like the population of New York City to go down to the lawn by the White House and start protesting. Enough people that you overwhelm the police force. You overwhelm the security. You overwhelm the elites. We have the numbers. We just don't want to do anything. And I'll leave you with that, folks. I'm just very disgusted, very upset, very worried, and very angry.